Hello everybody and welcome to the latest of our videos. We're going to jump straight into the Bible, so get your cuppa ready and we're going to look at Proverbs chapter 6, focusing in on verses 6 to 11. In this passage, the father wants the son to focus his attention on the ant and to consider her ways. Ants are mostly known as pests at picnics, but it is her work ethic that we are urged to consider, seeing the way she prepares her bread in summer and gathers her food in the harvest. For you see, it is her industry and her foreplanning that we are to consider. In the summer, during the months of plenty, she forages and she stores up, preparing for leaner times. It is this work ethic which is strongly contrasted against that of the sluggard. For while the ant is commended for her work ethic, the sluggard is chastised for his love affair with his bed. For he is more concerned with snuggling up underneath his bed covers than he is with fulfilling his duties. And there's so many more things nowadays, isn't there, to keep us in our pyjamas all day long. There's a plethora of options available to us, like Netflix, Disney+, Prime Video, PlayStation 2 or Xbox, or watching BT or Sky Sports. And some of us, when pressed, would have to admit that we've become quite adept at putting on a facade of work, yet having that ability to evade the tasks that we've been given. And the father warns us of the outcome for the perpetual couch potato. You see, the one who fails to prepare, the one who does not carry out their duties, will have no safety net. So, yes, this passage has real life applications to the way that we love our family, the way we conduct ourselves in the office or wherever your workplace is, the way that you carry out your duties at church, the rotas that you're on. But there is a real and a key spiritual element to this. You see, the person who is passive is the one who is most susceptible to the charms and the subtle, alluring voice of the deceiver, of Lady Folly. Do you remember we saw her last week? No, actually, we are to be active rather than passive. We are to continuously join ourselves and unite ourselves to Lady Wisdom. We are to walk along her path, watching which way she goes and submitting to her call and her teaching. Jesus tells a parable of a master who gave money to 3 of his servants. 2 of them immediately invested it so that they might bring more money for the master when he came back. But 1 just kept it, did nothing with it. And when the master returned, he saw that the servant had done nothing with what had been given to him. And he said to this servant, "You wicked and slothful servant." And so you see, God, his concern is that we use the gifts that we have been given. We are not to be caught in a place of spiritual inertia or torpor. We are not to be couch potatoes. We're not to be those who spend all day under our bed sheets. But we are to be those who diligently and deliberately, day after day, seek after God, praying for his wisdom, so that we might live lives that honour him. Therefore, whether it's spending more time in the Bible or praying to God, working diligently at a task given to us in our Monday to Friday jobs, or carrying out chores at home that we have neglected recently, or maybe offering hospitality to our neighbours and our family, we are, like the ant, to work diligently, not lazily. Well, I've been convicted by that passage, so I'm not going to delay any longer doing the dishes. While I'm doing them, you can follow along. We're going to be having a chat with Callum MacLeod. He's the minister at Fairntosh and Risolis, a congregation up on the Black Isle. He'll be telling us a little bit how we might pray for them. So you watch that, and I'll continue with these. Callum, thank you so much for joining with us. Could you just tell us a little bit about the church that you're pastoring?
We're based in the centre of the Highlands, lodged between Inverness, the capital of the Highlands, and Dingwall, which is the capital of Ross-shire, Fairntosh and Risolis Free Church. Really, if you like, Fairntosh is sandwiched between the 835 and the A9, and then Risolis is further out on a limb. So we're very much a Black Isle congregation. We also have an association with Cromarty. We reach out there. We have a service there, an outreach service once a month. I've been here for approximately 18 months. Prior to coming here, I ministered on the island of Lewis for approximately 15 years. Began in Barbers on the west side, then back on the east side of the island. So here we are. We left the island and we were in another isle, the Black Isle, and very much enjoying ministering here.
Could you just give us maybe a couple of points so that we could be praying for the church family there?
Absolutely. In recent months, we appointed 6 new elders and 4 new deacons, and we are currently drawing up a strategy for effective leadership. Please pray for our new elders and deacons in particular as they serve the Lord in various ways. We're currently compiling a strategy for evangelism and mission across the Black Isle as we want to reach out to as many folk as we can, as geographically as far as Cromarty. We'd like to work with neighbouring congregations in gospel partnership. Please pray that would go well over coming months and years. Pray too for our young people. We'd love to see more families join our congregation. Many churches would. We are no exception. Again, we're looking at how we can reach out to our young people through our YF, through our Sunday school network, but also just trying to build on the excellent relationship we have with local schools at Kilbokie and Risolis. So again, we're really trying to build on all of these foundations and reach out to our young people with the gospel in an innovative, positive, productive, constructive manner. So yeah, please pray for these things.
Yeah, that's great. And we don't just want to be praying for the church, we also want to be praying for the pastors of different congregations. So how could we be praying for you and your own family?
Yeah, well, again, we're in lockdown like every other congregation. It's been challenging, but it's also been tremendously encouraging as we capitalise on technology and do virtual church. So yeah, please remember us as we continue to settle into our congregation. Pray for our girls. Anne-Marie is a nurse in Australia, and again, she's been at the front line of COVID-19. She's in the Queensland area. Things have settled there, thankfully. Rachel Kate, she's an art student at GSA. She's at home with us, and Ailey working in a local care home, so she's a key worker. Please pray that all our care homes will be shielded from the virus. My wife, Dina, she's working from home, so please pray for us as we partner together in the gospel here.
Great. Thanks so much, Callum, for taking the time. Please be assured of our prayers for you as a congregation, and do pass on our greetings to the church family there.
Likewise. Thank you very much, Kieran.
It was great to have Callum with us, telling us how we could be praying for Fairntosh and Risolis, and also for he and his family. If you'd like to learn how you could pray for Garbost Free Church as well, You'll find out a little bit about them and prayer points on the PDF version of this devotion. In response to what we've seen in Proverbs, maybe it might be good to pray to God to ask Him to help us put to death where maybe procrastination has set in as a habit, or maybe where there are sluggard-like tendencies in our own hearts, and that by His Spirit He might help us to fulfill our duties in whichever area of life He has called us to. Thanks for joining. See you again.